Okay, well, this video is only a test. The test is, can you take it? The rain is still falling. Yeah. So for the month of January, we only had 2 inches of rain here in Puna. That's really a small amount of water to fall for this area of the country. So January was pretty much a drought, and we were in drought conditions here at that time. But then February came around. The rain started. So for the month of February, we've had 49 inches of rain. Nice, huh? Yeah, 49 inches. And then March came. Today is the 2nd. We've had 6 inches of rain so far. And it's still coming. At the moment, nothing. Yeah, nothing right now. Well, I might get an hour. Yeah, it's hard to say. We could have a little break here where we won't get soaked, but question is, can you take it? This is a test. This is a real live test from Puna about rainfall and your mentality. If you actually are either thinking of moving over here, or you have property and you're beginning to develop the process and so on, you might really want to think about what happens here sometimes. The rainfall at this point, as I said, over 4 feet last month. So I figure 28 days there. You can figure that we got a foot per week, a foot of rain per week, and that's starting off maybe even worse. Now, we're already to half a foot, and we're only 2 days into the month. So it's not looking good. The weather forecast shows a small drying spell maybe coming up around the weekend, but then 2 more systems back to back coming in on us. And so all of next week is also supposed to be in rain. Can you take it? I kind of make a comparison sometimes here in Puna between when I lived in the upper Great Lakes in northern Wisconsin. Oh, I was wrong. There's rain. Yep. It's raining again. We didn't get an hour. Well, yeah, I kind of make the comparison of when I lived in northern Wisconsin. Wisconsin would get really, really cold. There were times, I actually saw 54 below zero on the mercury. That was the morning that my ice fishing medicine, a bottle of Jack Daniels, froze solid in my truck. Has anybody ever seen whiskey freeze solid? I have. You guys who listen in Alaska, I'm sure you probably have too, if you're off the coast somewhere. It happens. Yeah, there's water in whiskey. Yeah. It freezes. At 54 below, it freezes. And diesel fuel jellies and so on. So, there were times when about the only thing I could do after I tossed in some more firewood wearing a goose down Arctic parka, and we'll sit down in the chair, pull out a favorite book, and stoke the fire, hang out, eat blueberry pie, read sci-fi, and stay warm. Well, sometimes Puna kind of gets that way. I don't have to throw in the firewood, or anything. And the birds here eat all my blueberries, so forget it. But it gets miserable enough like this, where you get 4 feet of rain last month. You really can't go out and get much of anything done. It stops raining maybe for 30 minutes, and if I'm lucky and I run out and gather oranges, get myself some fruit, run it into the kitchen, and then the rain comes back down again. I go, boy, I sure am glad I got myself some papayas where that started. It's the way it's been. I managed, there was a little window somewhere in February I managed to get out there and put in romaine and put in snap beans. Yeah, I get that much done. I have not had any yard work throughout the entire month. No weeding. Everything's growing here Haven't seen Anthony the mower. Grass is growing out in the fields. Everything's just been pretty much let to go. We'll try to recover it when the rain stops. So it does. It reminds me of living in northern Wisconsin, except it's not the cold that drives me indoors to read a book. It's the rain. Yeah, similar phenomenon, psychologically at least, where it's no point in going out there. Now I'm sure the rest of you can hear that. Yeah, so, well, if it was just, me being bored and having to sit around and play my guitar or something. Hey, Gracie. Oh, you're all wet again. Oh, my goodness. Gracie just came in here all soaked again. I don't have a towel. I'm going to have to start carrying a towel over here, huh? So I can keep the cat dry? Yeah. Yeah, so, it's not so much, I guess, my mindset, although this is a little depressing, I'll be honest with you. It can get to you, right? Even Gracie's tired of it. She says, man, every time I go out and I start chasing stuff, the rain falls, she's coming over here looking for help. I can't help you, Grace. The rain's going to keep coming, girl. She's a Puna cat. She can take it pretty well, yeah. But, yeah, it's really what it does, here in nature. Our wild plants are generally pretty well adapted at this, Koa trees and stuff take the rain. They don't care much, I don't think. But it's our cultivated crops. Most of them are not set for this. Lettuce, for instance, good example. We have so many varieties of lettuce that are nice and soft, really soft, fluffy lettuce. Manoa, favorite local lettuce here. It's one of them. It's a butterhead, or I like to grow panacea, which is a compact form of salad bowl. This kind of rain just pounds them to death. It just destroys lettuce. It came down last night so hard, apparently on a wind, that it was horizontal, and my lanai out here is 10 foot deep, and it covered the whole 10 feet, came in and just soaked everything. It was coming in flat, and when it does that, it'll take any soft lettuce plant and pound it. A lot of lettuce is kind of horizontal. The leaves are, especially. And the flatter the lettuce plant is, the worse it gets hit. I have found that romaine is actually a very good choice for this type of weather here, because the heads are vertical. It's only those leaves that come to the side that get pummeled on the romaine. The vertical part stays pretty well intact, and it's also stiff. It's fairly rigid lettuce, so that helps. The romaine doesn't look bad. I don't know, about 50 heads of it out there right now, and what can I say? I'm having to strip off at least a half dozen, 8 of the outside leaves and throw them, but the rest of it's perfectly good. But, the cabbages put up with it pretty well. Their cells are hard. They're resistant. The only damage with a cabbage is if it is quite ripe and you have left it in the rain, they can go and they'll explode from internal pressure. And so I'm trying to keep the cabbages cut, bringing them in, put them in for cold storage, waiting for St. Patty's Day here or something. Broccoli gets messed. If you, especially if you have the nice fine little curd, the really tight stuff, that sucks water in and it gets to rotting. Yeah, it gets to rotting. You get brown, scummy parts in your broccoli. And so pretty much as soon as you see any head big enough to cut off of the things, you really have to just take it off, bring it in, eat it. Even though you want to let it size up, it's not going to do it. Not in this rain. It's probably going to rot on you. The Rolinias out in the tree. Oh man, the Rolinias, the rain is just literally pounding through their thin skins and creating spots that rot. That's kind of what's happening to the lettuce too. The volume and the amount of water coming down on the leaves is literally killing parts of the leaves. They're translucent areas where it's just literally pounded through and killed the cells. That's happening on the skin of the Rolinias. They're getting busted through and spoiling. The citrus, generally I can get by with most of my mandarins, except for Satsuma. The Japanese white-eye is a terror here, a little bird, which, you know, it will peck the skin on any kind of fruit. Oh, buggers. And anyway, the Satsuma skin is so soft that even with average rainfall here, they'll ruin most of the crop, because they make little holes and the rain fills it up. Now, I've been taking to growing harder skinned tangerines, Clementine, Dancy, Fairchild. They do better, but the little buggers peck at them too. And with this much rain, yeah, they're even being affected. I'm seeing them falling from the tree and beginning to spoil. I'll pick them up. They looked good, bring them in the house, but there was one little peck and it starts to go. Yep. So not good that way as far as the citrus is concerned, penetrating the bird, damaging the skin. We can hope that maybe with the amount of wind and the driving rain, that maybe we've washed some of the stinking avocado lace bugs out of the trees. It's possible. I'm hoping. Boy, that thing's a pest too. Yeah, in the nursery, oh man, the rain is being heck on the nursery too. I have bad spots in coffee leaves. Coffee is getting pounded. Out on the table, my papaya plants, had half the leaves stripped off them just with the pressure of the rain. Drove them right off. The soft varieties of lettuce, right in the six packs, they're screwed. There's just too much rain, too hard. So, you can grow things under cover here, but that has its own issues too. Well, there's no free lunch. The question is, can you take it? If you were thinking about producing a sustainable food forest over here, bear in mind periodically the wonderful weather that we get in Hawaii can really mess up your plans. At least on this side of the island it can. And on the other side it does too, because it goes into drought more often over there, and things dry out and fry. Over here they don't dry out too often, but they do get pounded. I don't know what Gracie thinks is inside that car, but she's pretty sure there's something in there. Oh, I get it. Huh? Do we have lizards walking on the car last night? Nah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, she loves this perch. It's dry. Sometimes when I've had the gas-powered car out, the hood's warm, and in this weather, boy, she likes that. It has not been warm. Nope. Right, Grace? Not warm at all. You dry the cat 6 times a day. Now, there she goes. Gracie says, "Well, it quit raining, Bill. I'm pretty sure the rain stopped. I'm going to go out here and see what I can find." Yeah, she does that over and over and over. Poor girl's obsessed. Yeah, she lives here, Got to put up with it. Question is, can you? Yeah, Hawaii's known for having some of the best weather on the planet. It does. But boy, we got our days when it ain't too good over here. It'll get to you. So, question is, can you take the weather in paradise when it goes sour? It's. Like I said, it's trashing crops here on me. It's messing. My onions. My onions were so beautiful, and they were in the stage where they were bulbing out, and this isn't good. too much water in the bulbing stage, and they'll begin to take in water under the skins, and then they rot. You really kind of want the onions drying out more during the harvest season if you can do it. It's better. They'll cure. They'll ripen out better. Lots and lots of water in the greening season is good. Yeah, that's a really good thing. They love that water, and they'll just pump up, and they were looking pretty good. All the timing was pretty lousy this year because during the greening, I had to irrigate because January was too dry. But yeah, you get one little bite in the papaya from a gecko in this weather, and it just turns into snot up there on the plant. You guys who are cannabis cultivators, this is great weather for picking up botrytis. That's the brown, rot, fuzzy gray mold that gets into flowers. Oh boy, does it eat cannabis flowers. Yes, it loves them, especially the nice, tight, dense indicas or California type hybrids. Boy, soaks them babies right up like a sponge. And then if you got like maybe one budworm or something, any damage, or with this rain, it pounds the foliage, and it will, just like on the lettuce, it'll kill spots in the foliage, become necrotic. Well, those can go up into bacterial or fungal attacks if the rain keeps up. It doesn't just kill the leaf. After the leaf's dead, then it starts to eat it. And so it can proceed right into your crop and rot it right to the ground. So if you're doing that stuff and you're doing it outdoors, you better keep your eyes on it. Yeah, because it can go bad right now. Lousy weather for cactus. Okay, folks, my fish are happy. Aloha. Hang loose. See you later.